So you're most welcome again. In today's video, we are going to look at one of the most important function in Excel, that is to do with VLOOKUP. So what does VLOOKUP stand for? VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookup. It is a function which is used to search for a specific value in the first column and then retrieve the corresponding value from a different column within data, the same row. Now we have, when you're using VLOOKUP, you need to think of four main arguments that VLOOKUP takes. The first one is what we call the lookup value. Then the other one is what we call the table array. The table array. The third one is the index column number, and then the fourth one, which is the last, is the range lookup. So I said the first one is the is what we call the lookup value. Then the second one is table array. The third one is the index column number, and then the fourth one is what we call the range lookup. So why do we need the VLOOKUP function in Excel? VLOOKUP can look for data automatically instead of person having to do it manually. Like you have, as you can see, I have my data in this table. When you look at this data, it is something you cannot just look at manually and find what you want. Sometimes maybe dealing with complex numbers, complex data set that you can make errors if you want to do it manually. So by using VLOOKUP, it is also time saving because you'll get what you want very fast. It is one of the tools we use for data mining. When you want to say get a certain item, we want to say get a certain item within a large amount of data, then you can use what we call the VLOOKUP. Then VLOOKUP is something that will help us whenever we are dealing with too much amount of data. And we have the VLOOKUP, which stands for vertical lookup, and then we have HLOOKUP, which is horizontal lookup. But for now, we're going to be looking at the VLOOKUP. So I'm going, as you can see here, I have this item, and before I go further, you may need to make sure that when you're using VLOOKUP, your data must be in a table. This is because, like, I have the number of items here from 1 up to 16. In the case I add another item, then the table should be updated automatically, and the function should also update automatically. Then you need to make sure that the ID you are taking, or the unique identifier, should be in what? In ascending order. Ascending order means starting from small to the largest. Should make sure you make your work in ascending order. How do you do that? You can go and select the ID. After selecting the ID, then you go to data set. When you select the data set, then you go to one of the group, which is called sort and filter. When you click on that, of course you see one of the tools we have is sort either in ascending or descending order. So for now, I'm telling you that you have to sort, you have to make sure that you sort your data values in ascending order. That is starting from small to the biggest. So now, right now, as you can see, I have my ID sorted in ascending. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So from here, what you are going to do, you are going to make sure you are going to arrange, you're going to go to your VLOOKUP table. I have to select this. I have to increase the size. I go to the home tab, then I increase the size of this. After increasing the size, now I'm going to use 2 as the start ID number, because I want to look for an item which lies in this range of ID2. So now I'll go and select the cell for items that where I'm going to display the item. Then after, I go into the function, side the function, I go and click on the function. Then I get this, and from here you can type VLOOKUP because you want to use that function. After typing VLOOKUP, you press go, then the function will come, then you press OK. Now you have this dialog box window which takes four arguments. The first argument is the lookup value, the second one is table array, the third one is the column index number, and the third one is the range lookup. So here we're going to put the lookup value. What's the lookup value? Is the ID. The lookup value is the ID. That is the identifier. We're going to look for items based on ID. So now, what is my ID? The ID is 2, which is denoted as 28. What about the table array? The table array is now the range. You have to select all the table range, starting from ID up to the last value. So the table range is now from B. No. Sorry. This is Z. This is going to be this one is going to be the local value. Then on table array, that's how you when you have to select the array of the to have to select the table. Now from there, the table array is B4 up to K21. After that, you go ahead and put the column index number. The column index number is that if you are looking for items, you need to count what is the number of that column, starting from the ID. So starting from ID is number 1, area number 2, and then items number 3. So meaning that is column number 3. Then you type 3. That is going to be the column index number. So after putting the column index number, the next thing is to put the range lookup. The range lookup can either be false if you want to put the exact value, or it can be true if you want to set a certain value in case it returns an error. So for now, we're going to put false. So now this one, the range lookup, we're saying it's a logical value to find the closest match in the first column sorted in ascending order. It is true or omitted, find exact match or false. So in this case, uh, when the value is in ascending order, this logical value is going to look for the closest match, the value which is close to what you are looking for. So after that, when everything is done, go ahead and press OK. Then from there, you can now see that I have my items. I have my item which correspond to ID number 2. And when when you try to check in the table, right now I have the shower doors. When number 2 is the shower doors hinged standard. So what if I change the ID? I say I want to look for ID 5. Then you press enter. Then you see ID 5 is medicine cabinet 24 Dulux. Well, let's go to 5. What is 5? This is medicine cabinet 24 Dulux. Perfect. What if I want to look for 10? What does 10 gives me? 10 gives me sync fancy standard. Look for 10. Where is 10? Sync fast standard. Wow. What about if I want 14? 14 gives me the recessed light standard. 14 gives me the recessed light standard, as you can see. So now I'm using the ID of all this to identify or to look for certain items within my table. This can work everywhere. You have employees, you're running a company that employs 1,000 employees, and you want to get certain attribute of your employee using the index number, using the employee number. You can use a VLOOKUP and find what you want. You have a school which have around 5,000 students, maybe a university. Using the ID of a student, using the index number of a student, you can use the VLOOKUP and find all the other attributes of a certain student. So now what if I put an ID which is not in the range? When you look at my table, it ranges from 1 up to 16. So what if I put 20 as an ID? Then I press enter. Obviously, I will get an error which is n hash number or hash n stroke a, meaning that this one is not in the range. The number we put is not in the range. So what do you do to solve this? You use a function which we call the error if error function. if ella function. This one is going to put the VLOOK as a nested function. So you go back into the formula bar, you go into the formula bar, go in the formula bar, after equal sign, type if, then if ella function. The if ella function returns the value if ella is expressed as an ella and the value of the expression itself otherwise. So after putting the if ella, open the parenthesis. Now, after opening the parenthesis, now the VLOOKUP becomes a nested value, a nested function within the other function. Then from there, at the end of this, what you're going to do, you're going to put a comma. Now, this is now going, in case you don't get the perfect match, which value do you want? So you're going to put a comma and then put a quotation, then you say not found, not found. Then cross the code and then cross the bracket. So after doing that, go ahead and press enter. So as you can now see, now I have the value as not found because I did not find this ID did not find any of the item which correspond to that. So, but what if I put that ID here? Maybe I put this ID, say 20. I put maybe I can change 14 to 20. So when I change 14 to 20, now you can see I have the what? I have the value. So what if I change, I put maybe here 100, then I still get not found because the ID 100 cannot find what I'm looking for. But if I go and be I want 5, I say student 5, student 5, student 10. So generally, like when you have a database of students, if you are the dealing with with students, and then you have a database. When the student comes, you just ask what's your index number. If the student is index number is say maybe 6, just put 6 006, and then from there when you press enter, you get the name. The name could get depending on how you have set your VLOOKUP in the column. What do you want? For me, I want items, but you can say I want items. Or maybe you can say I want the address. I want the first name. I want the second name. I want this and this. So depending on what you want is how you use the VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is a very important function in Excel. When you learn how to use it, in the next video, I'm going to show you how we can use the horizontal VLOOKUP. We shall look at how we can use the VLOOKUP when we want to get to use with different sheets. Like right now, I've been dealing with data on the same sheet, but we can use the VLOOKUP with different sheets. So we have a lot of things we can do. We have a lot of videos that we are going to come up with that use VLOOKUP. After watching them properly, you will get more skills and tools to learn in Excel. For now, what I request you, go to your YouTube channel, look for Tebi Talks, subscribe to our channel, you will be a good person. Go to your browser, type www.tebitalks.com. That's our website. When you finish, you choose any video. We have videos in technology, all the subjects, even business. By the way, if you're an entrepreneur, we have some good videos for entrepreneurship. You will get everything you want. Otherwise, for now, let's stop here, guys. Let's catch up in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.